minutes daily, giving you all the information about upcoming races as well as what took place the week before and all of NASCAR. And a regular on NASCAR America is Parker Kligerman. Parker.
Well, we just talked a lot about the way these drivers drive these cars, and for one driver in particular, Darrell Wallace Jr., he talked a lot about maybe being loose and especially aero loose getting in the corner.
We got something, I don't know if it's aero lines going on, but right there, someone's backed in the fence, turning off around. And then from the exit of two, I guess I've lost it out of the on entry, it was just jump sideways again. So I don't know if that's the aero factor or what, but we got something wicked going on. He does it on both ends, too.
And guys, that goes hand in hand with what we just talked about and what's so frustrating for some of these drivers. And the reason he points to aero as being the issue is because at that portion of the corner, he's still in the throttle. For many runs as this practice goes on, even as the tires are wearing, you're still going to be flat out as you get to the center of the corner. So there's nothing he can do as a driver. So as the car gets off in the entry and down the center, it's going to rotate itself. And that's why he believes it could possibly be aero. And that's an unsettling feeling as a driver, you know, Jeff.
It's very unsettling, and the more on throttle time you have, the later you have to respond to it, because you are required to be in the throttle on corner entry so far that when you have a problem, you almost have a problem before you know you have it, and that's very hard to respond to. So again, that on throttle time that high creates a situation where when you do have a problem, it happens quickly and it's hard to overcome it.
You mentioned the word problem. For Darrell Wallace Jr., that was the last race in Kansas. Take a look at what happens here.
But there is something you can do. You can run farther towards the front of the pack. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but racing, I truly believe you make your luck. Now, is there anything Darrell Wallace Jr. can do right there? You see him grimace an absolutely hard hit. No. When the 7 lost control and came up the racetrack, it was in front of the 6. There's nothing Darrell Wallace Jr. can do. But how do you avoid accidents? You run towards the front, and the chance of being in an accident goes down. And that's really what we're talking about when we talk about these guys that are looking to run better. It's looking to make their own luck. And that all starts with faster cars, faster pit stops, and running towards the front.
And the 7 back out on track, Justin Allgaier, 30-year-old out of Riverton, Illinois. Allgaier still in the hunt for a championship, looking for his first Xfinity Series title.
I've had Junior Motorsports, they've really, all throughout the year, they have continued to improve. Early in the year, I just didn't get any sense at all that they could run with Joe Gibbs, but they are pushing the Gibbs team to have to be better. And we look on the racetrack every week, and it seems like Elliott and Justin are running right there together. Elliott tends to find better ways to finish, but they run so well and so close together. They've made a major step.
And Rick, they came out with that announcement expanding next year. That's great for Junior Motorsports.
And Michael Annett named the driver for third team.
So 4 full-time teams in the Xfinity Series. William Byron, Michael Annett, Elliott Sadler, Justin Allgaier. So,
and I think it's important. Think Dale Earnhardt Jr. It's not easy to have a car or 4 cars in the Xfinity Series. It takes his time for the sponsors, takes his sister Kelly's time to talk. But I really appreciate what he does to give back to the sport. To have a company, think of the stars that have been found by Junior Motorsports. Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski. All of these drivers started in this type of equipment. So I think it means a lot to see drivers such as that. Brad Keselowski has a truck team, giving back to the sport.
Yeah, and I think in some races also, Junior Motorsports could have 5 cars. Because I think Dale Jr. is going to run some races here, maybe Casey Kane, some other guys. So, you're going to see Junior Motorsports with potentially 5 cars in the racetrack, but 4 of them running full time for the championship.
Parker.
Ryan Reed right now, 16 car, is actually in 16th place, and we heard from his teammate Bubba Wallace earlier about being loose. He might have similar comments this time.
Just too free right in the center. Just keep center out like right at max load up. They'll take 3 off the wall, and then it carries that neutral to 1-3 to the center, and then I have a lot of wheel in it right at center, and the thing just kind of snaps.
It's a little bit similar to his teammate of Bubba Wallace, who was talking about aero problems. And this 16 car, though, after that run, went back out and he got loose on the entry. That worries me as a driver because, Steve, you talked about this earlier. That entry into 1 and also entry into turn 3 here at Texas Motor Speedway is very unique. And it lends itself to allowing the car to get very loose. As the front drops into the banking and the rear still hasn't gotten into the banking, it wants to turn the car already. So when you're already starting this early in a practice being loose, it's only going to get worse as the run goes on.
Well, I really appreciate Eric Jones coming in. We're getting ready to go on board with Eric Jones and show you a lap, because this track, the transitions in and out of the car, you know, really, it's hard to explain to the race fan, because when you look from, you know, a helicopter shot, you go, oh man, it's a D-shaped oval, it looks a lot like Charlotte. Because they do look a lot alike. But there are these details within these racetracks that generate entirely new setups, entirely different ways to drive. And when we come back, Rick, I swear we're going to go on board with someone.
Well, our producer, Matt Marvin, said he guaranteed we will go for a lap.
I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him.